11:30.
All set? All right. Welcome, everybody. We're feeling pretty good about getting over the technical hurdles to try something new today, which is to broadcast our Dharma talk. This is, we're going to have Lama Karma Drodhul. He is in upstate New York, but he's going to do our Dharma talk today. Yeah, as Lama Karma often notes, he's often the trial balloon. He gets to do some of the things first so often here at KTC as far as visiting lamas go, and this is indeed a first. So welcome everybody. Hopefully this will go pretty well. Everyone who's out there streaming, I guess if you've made it, I don't need to say this out loud, but everything is sort of as usual as far as our broadcasts through YouTube and Facebook go. So anyway, Lama Karma is a beloved teacher at KTD. He's been here a number of times. Maybe some of you have had a chance to hear him teach, but we're delighted to have him to give our Dharma talk today. I didn't introduce myself, but I'm Chuck Drake, the director here, which is basically lead volunteer. So anyway, hope this works, and hope you enjoy Lama Karma's Dharma talk today. Thank you. Don, can you give him the thumbs up?
Are you saying that I should talk now? Oh, all right. So, can you hear me? Yeah? There you go. That's what I was looking for. 2 thumbs. Because earlier there was only 1 thumb. That's not enough for me. I need 2 thumbs. So that's good. So generally we do a little prayer, but it's only 1 hour. And I want to make sure that don't spend too much on prayer, rather talk. So before we start my prayer, I will do a little short prayer. I would like to thank Columbus KTC for having me this record-breaking first ever live video. I'm so happy I keep broken records, Who doesn't like that? I mean, last time when I came there, I was told that I brought the record of how many people joined. I mean, So I love crowd size. So anyways, before we start the session, I would like everybody to meditate 1 minute, thinking that we are doing this for the benefit of all sentient beings to achieve enlightenment. Because without compassion, life is not easy. In fact, The Buddha's teaching, the entire, we call 84,000 teachings of Buddha, directly or indirectly connected with compassion. So compassion is so important. Compassion is like a beautiful water or like a pole. At times, life's not easy, and we experience a lot of heat of emotions, stress, depression, and sometimes, if you think about other sentient beings with compassion, it cools your emotions down. So that's why compassion is important. What is the definition of compassion? The definition of compassion is that I want all beings, not just myself, to release my stress, my problems, my depression. Rather, I want all sentient beings who constantly looking for happiness, free from suffering. I want all beings free. May all sentient beings free from suffering, cause of suffering. May all sentient beings experience happiness in the cause of happiness. That is compassion. So let's put every feeling, whatever feeling you experience now, just put aside and have compassion for all sentient beings. While you are meditating, I would do a little prayer, and then I will talk. No, Dagi Jinsu Jiba Sanam Jendola Panza Sanjendo Basho, Senchetanchi Dewa, Dewa Jedon Devlet, Dongo Dongo. Jodon Drawa Jija Donga Mepa Dewa, Tambaton Mandrawa Jija, Nerin Chadon Yedonda. Onyan Jimbola Nebra Churaje, Padin Savala Marambo, Dagi Jiva, Pedodin. Kodin Jimbo Gone Jilon de Gozondo Jungo Sada. Wana Nangaton, and Bazinja Nanji, Lana Mepa Yonda. Robosonje Jagomo Rumbo Jalanga, but Tewechi, the Tombichu, the Nietzsche and the Sinde. Tanya Zijiba Zawa Nyambo Samba, Tonju, the Tojiba Rumbo, Salto de Simba, Jetela, Consemba, Zawechu. All right, everybody, once again. Compassion for all sentient beings. And yesterday, our wonderful director, Chuck, I call him Chuck Norris. I mean, you know Chuck Norris, right? I love story about Chuck Norris, his jokes, very, very interesting. We need laughter because laughter is a healing. So yesterday I talked to Chuck Norris, Chuck, your director. So when I was talking with him, there's a lot of winds. And I just told him, well, I'm still in the sky. I coming down to the earth to teach. I'm one of the aliens. Nowadays they talk about a lot of aliens everywhere. Maybe there will be a big announcement one day, like there are a lot of aliens. So I want to make sure my jokes sometimes doesn't make sense, but that's my joke, So I was basically kind of saying to Chuck that I will be breaking another record coming down to the earth to teach. So anyway, all joke aside, the other part I want to make sure my dress, right? This is not fur. This is fake fur. All right, so this is only the aliens come from the sky dressed like this. This is transparent. Just like how we struggle, I think all of us struggle with emotion, stress, doesn't realize it's transparent. We feel sometimes sense of, some people told me, oh, you know, I feel like there's a wall that I can't break. There's a wall. It's so solid. I caught into this wall of stress. I feel very dominated by this stress. And I understand, we all go through that. But Buddha's teaching doesn't describe this stress. Feelings are concrete as wall. It is insubstantial, and it is inherently transparent. And actually, my topic today, I had a beautiful topic that is innate gift, healing. So, one hand, I think we all understand. You all are family people. I'm also a family person as well myself. And there are lots of things going on, especially mentally. We feel sometimes very stressed, sometimes unpredictable. Yesterday, one of my friends, I don't call student because student feels like, you know, I'm a special teacher, I have a student. I'm not attached to my students. I just only a messenger. I just share my suffering, my weakness, how I relate with those feelings. So one of the Dharma friends told me that, oh, Lama Karma, I feel so good when I do meditation. And I feel a sense of calm. But once I come out of meditation session, and then when I go into the world with my job, with my family, then I feel so stressed because there are so many things come up. And I feel so, once again, I use the same word, feel like build a wall around me that I cannot go through. And so it is common for all to feel that. I also feel same thing. You know, sometimes it's not easy. Most times not easy. And but because our topic is inherent a gift of healing. And we have to also face the reality. Generally, we feel like we are already facing reality. Reality is so brutal. It is so hard to live this in the world. Politically, so many things going on. So we feel like facing the reality. But at the same time, no, I'm not on Amazon. I'm not on watching YouTube. So I just checking my notes. And at the same time, the reality, we haven't actually faced the reality. The reason why I said that is because okay, and I wanted to get exact the topic, what I wrote, healing through using your own innate gift. That's what I was looking for. Because I'm the one who created, and now I have to face it. I have to face the reality, right? So in Buddhism, facing reality, which means what I mentioned earlier, that when we experience those concrete emotions, we are not able to conquer it. It is so solid, it is so real. But at the same time, Buddha's teaching basically talk about those feelings you are so fixated. We are feel so disturbing are inherently insubstantial, inherently invisible, inherently transparent. Not only the feelings that we experience, but in Buddhism teaching talk about the outer world, the concrete houses, the real walls that we can't walk through, and the mountains, everything inherently emptiness, as it taught in Buddha's teaching, especially the Parajanaparamita talk about the forms are emptiness. Emptiness is no other than form. What does this mean? So while you form and the feelings, everything, while you're experiencing those feelings that we cannot get over, while you're experiencing, they are already always been in emptiness. What does this do for us? You don't have to be a Buddhist to practice. Everybody go through this concrete feeling, family stress, and all job stress. We built up so much stress, so that stress takes over our health, and fortunately, our relationship, our happiness, everything away. And so that means even though we feel like we face the reality of the emotions, it's real, so concrete, it's so disturbing, actually, you are not. We are not facing the reality, the actual reality of our feelings and emotions are not as bad as we normally translate. We translate by our judgmental thoughts, not the wisdom. And so because of this, I have a few vocabularies, or I love vocabularies, I like to use vocabularies to describe my teachings. I have so many vocabularies. I have whole storage of vocabularies. So let's see which vocabularies comes first. Well, I have first vocabulary I have is laughter. And that's why I was kind of making those alien jokes. I don't know if it worked or not, but I'm sincere jokes. And then because of innate healings, innate gift, so here are some vocabularies I used. Very, very common in Buddha's teaching. And sometimes when I use those, you feel like you know it. Impermanence. It's a key factor, key teaching in Buddha's teaching, impermanence. And impermanence is so powerful as a practitioner, whether you're a Buddhist or not. Impermanence is very powerful simply because when you experience those feelings and stress and depression, everything, the moment it arises, it's a beginning of dissolution. It's constantly dissolving. There's no such thing, concrete wall of anxiety. There's no such thing. If emotion is permanent, then you will never have happiness. When you do meditation correctly, sometimes you feel sense of calmness, sense of joy, something, satisfaction arise within. That cannot happen if it's concrete, permanent or such. So we have to sometimes think about this impermanence, Problem arise, permanent. Or sometimes even like a very happy, joyful happens, it's impermanent. So in Buddhism, impermanence doesn't bring sadness, When you see everything change, everything is impermanent, what you experience is you don't take things very seriously. All things happens. Sometimes a terrible things happens, bad things happens. It's a beginning of something, good things happen. Never always underestimate. Okay, this is the word that I always struggle. Don't somebody say underestimate. Let's do it. Sasha, can you unmute and say that word and underestimate? Don't anyway. So another word like impermanence brings happiness and satisfaction simply because you don't take things very seriously. Sometimes things happens, and then I kind of combine with good things and also opposite. So first we have impermanence. What does impermanence do every day? When you wake up in the morning, you feel maybe not so happy. You feel a little bit stressed. But instead of thinking, judging your feeling, oh, I feel so bad, I feel terrible. I shared this many, many times. Sometimes you wake up in the morning, like you feel really bad or stressed. But, at the same time, you can't find why I'm worrying about. And it's just worthless, because if you think about impermanence, you don't spend on unnecessary feelings. When you feel that, well, okay, it's impermanence. Sometimes things happen, you feel a little stressed, but it's constantly changing. So you feel a sense of, the moment you wake up in the morning, some people feel very stressed or feeling worrying. And then if you think about, oh, it's okay, you just start feeling it's impermanent. And then when you go to bathroom, why you think that? And it is the beginning of, reduction or dissolution because nothing stays like that. And my second, I don't know, it's vocabulary or expression, worrying, worthless. Yeah, worrying is just so unnecessary. Of course, we are so habited, we are so used to with worrying things. And then we, even if we talk, we might say something and then you're already worrying about maybe somebody might say something that you don't like. So we have this worrying, supported by fear. And then at the end, unfortunately, goes into anger or hatred. So there's a famous quotation from the one with the Indian master, Shantideva, said that if worrying things brings something good, you know what? Why you have to worry about? Because, if worrying about something, or let's put it this way, if you, how does it go? If there's something can be changed, then if there's something can be changed, why you worry about? If there's something cannot change, worrying doesn't change it. Something like that. Or worrying something, could be very minor. For example, like I mentioned earlier, that when you wake up in the morning, maybe you have a substantial feeling of stress and worrying something. But maybe you may able to find a one thing that, oh, okay, I have to, you worry about like, okay, I have to send my child to school. I have to make a breakfast or whatever. Well, that's just normal. So why you worry about? This is just life, something you have to ride with. Sometimes you ride with those stress and ride with your life, not so taken so seriously. It can be very, very artistic, very beautiful. So that's the worrying is worthless. And the next is compassion. My vocabulary is compassion. So compassion in Tibetan word is Nyingje, means the Lord of the heart, the king of the heart. What does this mean? So we can have so many things in our mind, so many thoughts, but if you have a compassion, you naturally have sense of caring to other sentient beings. Compassion has many aspects. Compassion sometimes can be understood a little bit opposite, because sometimes you have compassion to your loved ones. So your compassion to your loved ones, and whatever they ask, you fulfill them. Excuse me. Even if it's something bad things, because you have compassion, that is compassion misunderstood. Then the type of compassion is that for our loved ones. And I love my family. I love my partner. I love my children. I love my friends. I love my relatives. That's very good because you have love to them. But that little circle can be very, very tight because you love your loved ones, you love your friends, and so you keep this very circle, the little circle, very tight that you don't want to nothing happen to them. Of course, that's our aspiration. But unfortunately, we can't even control ourselves. We can't control others. We do our best to protect them. We do all our best. However, things change because everything is impermanent. When that happens, we will feel a lot of suffering. So in Buddhism, genuine compassion is related to all sentient beings, whether this person is your family or not. Maybe those people who you don't like, those people who brings a lot of obstacles in our life, and they all want to be happy and free from suffering. This is a common instinct of human beings or all sentient beings. I want to be happy. I want to free from suffering. This is so real. And everybody trying to survive in this world. And those of you in this teaching might feel, oh, I have a lot of problems, I have a lot of stress, because we are sometimes so focused on this very small cycle, your own family conditions, your own physical conditions, your own, and then we don't, even though we see the world is suffering, but we just feel like this is something else. It's not our business. So because of that, we are so mind our own business about, oh, this is so stressing, etc. And at the end, we are so stressed. But instead, if we are able to relate that to all sentient beings, when you see at nighttime or daytime, when you see a deer, and they are restless, constantly, even though they drink water or they eat grasses, but they're constantly aware, constantly in fear. We don't have that. We are, compared to them, we are much more secured and protected. And occasionally, there's on TV, talk about somebody, robbery happens, something, etc., killed someone. Which are unfortunate, but unlike all those animals, constantly, suffering. So the reason why I mention that is that if we are able to maybe 1 or 2 minutes meditate, all sentient beings, no matter who they are, whether I like or not, want to be be happy and free from suffering. Just like myself, I always say we are the copy or mirror of all sentient beings because we want to be happy and free from suffering. Oh, I talk up till now in one breath. Feel like my water is almost finished also. And so compassion is, the moment you kind of letting go your own egoistic, selfish thought about me, 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 me. There's a song, me, my me, or something. I can't remember. Something like me, my me. And so maybe 1 or 2 minutes, I wish all sentient beings free from suffering. So compassion have stages when you meditate. Beginning, you meditate with your loved ones. It could be your child, it could be your parents, it could be your friends, it could be your pets, a dog or, because we love them, we want them to be free from suffering and experience happiness. Then slowly you relate to others. Then slowly your neighbors, everybody. And then because at times when we experience suffering or mentally or physically, pain or such, that's why in Buddhism, the famous practice, tunneling, sending and receiving practice, which is very, Lama Kati, or your resident teacher, is very experienced about tunneling teachings. And so you have the courage, not only you can think of all sentient beings, but you can think of your own suffering. Oh, actually I'm suffering. I'm so happy because now I can see other people suffering. Suffering is not something, a gift. It's so disturbing, it's so annoying, but for real compassionate people, real practitioners, it's a wonderful gift. So when you're suffering, and immediately you feel a sense of love and compassion for all sentient beings. Maybe you are suffering particular illness, and then you are able to remember someone else is suffering, then there are so many people suffering as well. So next is compassion. As I mentioned at the beginning, people have a compassion is not like a very, very, exciting emotion. It's not a stressed emotion. It is a very, very deep, but also care. So compassion apply right away with your family members, your friends. When they are suffering, you are very, very deep. You are very, very stable, and you have patience to listen to them. I personally experienced, or people give me a wonderful opportunity that I meet people, or we sometimes have interviews. And, people sometimes don't have questions and they want to talk about all kinds of things, sometimes total nonsense, and then you just listen, And maybe sometimes you don't understand fully, but it doesn't matter. You just sit there like, sit there like loving parents, right? Sometimes loving parents, when they see their child, maybe that are different, mentally, physically, some shortages compared to others, and they can listen to them. So sometimes all you need is just to be there and listen. And then, of course, the Buddhist particular, compassion practice is combined with wisdom. So you have compassion on all sentient beings, and then sometimes, in this world, because you love all beings, and then sometimes you can see a lot of suffering. But that doesn't really make you suffering, make us suffering as a compassionate meditator, simply because what we mentioned earlier, that everything is impermanent. And some people suffering, if we take very seriously and we are so suffering that at the end we cannot meditate in compassion. Well, compassion, supported wisdom means, well, things happen, things change. I do my best, but we can't, it is not necessary to suffer ourselves for all sentient beings suffering. Then, we are taking so seriously. So we wish all of them to be free from suffering in the cause of suffering, but at the same time, things happen. So we continue, pray for them, and do like Tongling practice or such. And my next is fear worthless. Fear is factor. Fear is so real. More than ever, we have a lot of fears, a lot of undeciding things, unpredictable, so many things happening, and we seem like, spend a lot of time with fear. I fear such, And so once you have that fear, it's more like somebody injured. If someone injured their legs, or actually it's recently, as you know, we have this special visit of Mingyur Rinpoche, and I was helping the monastery and kind of, cleaning the ceilings. I was on ladder and using vacuum, and the vacuum, the attachments kind of fall apart, and I just fell and landed my rib on a little ladder. I kind of a little injured, and so when you are injured, then someone is like my son wants to give a hug. I will give a little hug, but it can't play too closely. So you're always like, very cautious about it. So that's what happens when we are a lot of fear. And so whenever something, little things happens, it triggers something that is not real. It could be somebody said something because we have this wounded mind. So fear is totally useless. But then how can we overcome fear? Number one, I talk about compassion and fear put together, because if you are a compassionate person, if you think about all sentient beings, and you have a sense of courage. That's why in Buddhism talk about bodhisattvas. Bodhisattva means courageous mind, which means that sometimes we have to let go our own beneficial things, to help others. So you have a sense of courage, through compassion. Excuse me. As a meditator, as I mentioned earlier, so when you meditate, fear is a temporary little bit of cloud that, it is transparent, but however, we just once again support this as building like a wall. So the moment you think about compassion, especially when you experience fear, and you kind of welcome, I welcome this fear. You don't think about what is the cause or such. I welcome this fear. So, and then maybe someone else is experiencing a lot of fear or anxiety, and you can, you can think of, may I able to take their suffering, his or her fear. Even you can talk to the person you loved one, who is somebody's going through suffering, and say, I'm praying for you, I meditate for you, and I hope that your fear is able to reduce. If the person admits or tells you, I have a lot of fear. So fear is worthless, but it can be overcome by loving kindness and compassion. And of course, the ultimate meditation would be simply resting that fear without rejecting a feeling of fear. So now, next is innate calm. Inherently, we are calm. That is factor. You might think that you face the reality of your emotions because they are so subduing, they are so uh, controlling, they are so dominating. So that's not the reality. The reality of your actual mind, facing your actual mind, inherently calm. I always bring this topic. I always talk about when you are emotionally stressed, a lot of anxiety happens equally. At the same time, your actual mind, organic mind, is very healthy. There's no emotion, no stress happening within that feeling. So, in order for you to experience your own innate calm, I would like, excuse me, I would like you us to meditate 1 minute, just trying to think about that something really bothers you, right? Constantly bothers you. Something happened, somebody said something you have to worry about. So you listening to your emotions, the emotions that you brought you so much stress, emotions that feel like never able to overcome. So you think about something really, the worst thing happened, excuse me, something that can fire your emotions. And at the same time, listen to your actual mind, the innate calm. Everything is happening with the emotions that you're thinking about. Equally, nothing happening in your own innate wisdom. So you might feel you face the reality of emotions, but you haven't faced the reality of your innate calm. No matter what your history is, no matter how you've been through, it doesn't matter. It doesn't attach to your innate calm. So all of these emotions constantly happening, you don't have to stop them, but at the same time, inherently, we are always calm. So next is stress, worthless. Stress is worthless simply because you are not stressed inherently. We are not stressed inherently, so it is worthless to be stressed, and then we just constantly become a slave of stress and constantly become a punching bag, if you like. Punching bag. Yeah, so we get a lot of punches from every angle. And then woke up. Nobody's punching you. So you all had a bad dream. In your dream, somebody's punching you. You feel, you sweat, you you may scream. I don't know. Anybody screams in dream? Some people do, and some people just really really stressed, and because who wants to get punched and somebody's punching and a lot of people, and then you wake up. Oh, Jesus, Buddha, or whoever, thank goodness, or my Lord, or I just woke up and it was not real. I'm so happy. So that's what's gonna happen if you not listen to the stress, rather listen to who you really are, your innate calm. Then maybe that's what, like sometimes in Buddhism talk about Buddha's name is Sangye. Sang is awakening. So you just awaken that, it's not easy. Of course, you are so used to it, the emotions and things that at least you have a fact, you have a proof that you can be real calm if you utilize listening your actual mind. And so stress is worthless, and stress is something can be checked, examined, and not taken so seriously. So through this, then you, because through your meditation, especially calm, innate calm, and inherently calm, and then maybe your face glowing, and it is mentioned that meditators, real meditators, even their they got gray hair, then sometimes come back, your hair becomes, black, and your wrinkles will be gone, and you will live a long time, you'll be very healthy. So all those products that you buy on Amazon, and I don't know, I don't make up myself, I don't know where to buy. I think Amazon is the big place you buy it, people have the, or sometimes we go to, so but all those things, the commercial is real, commercial is like they just talk about, how great this cream, if you put this cream, almost like right away your wrinkle disappear. Oh my God. So sometimes use your natural innate meditation, and everyone, whether you're a Buddhist or not, everyone has the potential to experience calmness. And so that's why, stress sometimes worthless, and also it's a little bit fake. It's not real. So the next, I also want to give you some question and answer sessions. So next is people are in inspiration. So everybody's in inspiration. I know there are a lot of turmoil going on, a lot of situation going on, but maybe, not as bad as everything can be. But, this is also in Buddhism talk about samsara. Samsara is not always perfect. There's a lot of things could happen we can't control. What we can control is our own emotion. As Shinti there mentioned, if there's the worrying about somebody or like political, all of this would help, that'd be good, but not necessarily have to stress or angry such, but you can have wisdom, compassion for all beings, whatever the right thing, you make those decisions, because angry and worrying doesn't make a good decision, whether it's anything in personal life or group or such. So people could be inspiration, especially people around you. If someone is going through difficulties, and they can be inspiring, because even though they're going through these difficulties, they continue their journey, and so you are inspired because your suffering can be minor compared to those people. And then, especially in Buddhism practice, in order to have compassion, where does compassion come from? Because of people, all sentient beings. So people in Buddhism, you never give up any sentient beings. So you say, I meditate compassion for all sentient beings except him. There's no such thing. So in order to succeed, our bodhicitta compassion, all sentient beings, people, everybody could be an inspiration. And then hate and anger worthless, it is, we have too much in this world, so why we have to add more? So, we could be inspirational for the world right now, start today, and whatever happened in the past, it doesn't matter. It's just a beautiful rainbow appeared yesterday, it's gone. Nothing's, present, but you can start from now on. I want to be an inspirational person. I don't want to get angry. I don't want to hate anybody. It's good for your, health. And then lastly, finally, be happy while you can. This is very important. Be happy while you can. Everybody has legacy. Everybody has career. Okay, you have plans. I will be working, so hard up till such. Then I will be very happy. And, my career is over. I will just enjoy. You have all these plans, but plans sometimes doesn't go that way. Sometimes things change and permanent. So now is the best. Nowness, now. Now you are in sitting on a comfortable cushion. I know some people not used to, maybe not so comfortable, right? It's a crossing legs, maybe first, I don't know. But nowness is so special. Even the meditators talk about now. So right now, if you are being in this presence of now, doesn't have emotion. So that's how you meditate. You don't talk about, oh, I'm so stressed. I saw doctor gave me all this medicine, and now I'm so stressed. Complaint doesn't change anything. But nowness, right now, is your happiness. And you have that happiness, and you have to take advantage. You're not like, okay, one day I'll be happy. Once the family get together, I'll be happy. You never know, family get together, sometimes have a big argument, So you never know, right? So now is important. Meditator is very important, and whether you're not meditator now, every presence, now, wherever you go after this drive, just enjoy it now. Not like, okay, one day I'm gonna be happy. That's. I hope that's the case, but maybe not. Don't wait, So that's it. My mambo and jumbo is completed. And so if you have any questions, don't worry about any question, regardless, why, whatever, about me or what I said, you are welcome to have any questions.
So thank you, Lama Karma. If anyone has questions, we'll make use of the question mic here, so come on up to ask if anything came to mind. Lama Karma, I think I'll take a opportunity to ask a question. One of your points was that stress is worthless, I think was the short.
No questions?
Did you say stress?
Means I liberated everybody. Except me.
Oh, he can't help me. Okay.
I just turned on the
Can you
for this one.
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now?
Lama Karma?
I can barely hear.
Did he say barely hear me?
I can see you, Chuck. You are floating in the air.
Okay. Well, I'm going to ask my question into my phone then.
Fine.
Can you hear me?
No, I can't hear anything. I think your on screen is use your yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, here we go.
There we go. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
So
we
we
have
not
not
yet
yet worked out all the bugs.
You sound like when I was little, when I used to read Tibetan, ka, ka, nga. That's what you sound like. You're like, or maybe some kind of a rap. You're singing a rap song.
Okay. All right. I'll try this. My question is about stress. Steve told me when he told you that I was stressed about the Kamna tree, that I should be. You said I should be stressed.
Yes.
So how about that?
What about it? So you should be stressed. That's it. That's the bottom line. Yeah. But that's great. Yeah. You should be stressed because, there was so many operations and so many things. Like, I mean, not just one item. There are so many. And I think you are very stressed. And I say you should be stressed, which means you're taking responsibility, taking seriously. Now you seem like walking on the street. Okay. That means you're taking, job very seriously. And I think it's hard to be meditative mind when you have to do everything. However, I do want to take this opportunity. Thanks so much, Chuck and everybody. This beautiful shrine, your new, all those statues, and I feel so happy because my teacher, behind me, the picture of Kemburumbuche, and he actually ordered all those statues through me, and Kemburumbuche passed away, and it was a lot of work, making these statues in Nepal, make sure all of them painted gold, all those details and shipment, everything. And then finally, you guys did a great job without me, I mean, it's like, I was at the, I was given, leading the Hundu retreat. I was like, oh, I want to be there, but I can't be there, And I just, at that time, I feel like, oh, I want to go next month. I got to go back to Columbus KTC and this, but now my emotions a little bit down, but I feel so happy that, you made it real, and I feel so happy that, Rinpoche must be very, very happy, and beautiful shrine and beautiful statues, and yeah, so thank you, everybody.
Yep. Thanks, Lama Karma. And I appreciate that. I guess I was trying to ask, so all these things, so many things, like you said, fear is useless and stress is useless. And I think I get your idea that these things are also natural, right? We, in a way, by making friends with them, we diffuse their power over us.
Yeah, this is, we are human beings. We have those natural instincts, but I think suffering immensely out of this is not necessary. That's why meditation matters. That's why compassion meditation matters, and also other, methods matters. And at the same time, I also want to say that all the audience who came here today, and people who, welcome everybody, and thank you for supporting Columbus KTC. And I think maybe you can take a few things from today, my talk, because, besides being, cool on the screen, I want to, this comes from my father, so I have to wear this, it's from Tibet, I look good, right? Do you agree? Shiny? Yeah. So I would like you to take maybe 3 things out of this talk. And I really, as Chuck mentioned earlier, all these fears, it's a part of life. But at the same time, I think the stress is part of life. Sometimes depression is part of life. But at the same time, understanding about information, receiving the information and experiencing is a little different. So that's why we have to practice, whether you're Buddhist or not. The stress is real. I have many friends not a Buddhist, but they go through a lot of family conditions, such. And so this is what I recommend. Understanding about how to cook a pasta doesn't help you to conquer your hunger. So you have to eat it. You have to cook it, then you have to eat it. So likewise, 3 things. I always like 3 things. Sometimes I don't make to the third, but we'll see. The first is don't always support your stress. When your stress happens, and give a little opportunity to be patient. What I meant is that when you feel overwhelmed by emotions, and maybe do a little sit down and maybe 1 or 2 minutes meditation. And as I mentioned, that maybe those stress are not really part of your actual calm of your mind. Equally, it's like a little bad dream happening. So you have to awake. So don't always say, oh, I'm stressed, and then, I feel so bad. You add so many, you basically supporting that stress. Then, of course, if you support that stress, and then stress will take over, and at the end, we suffer. That's number 1. Number 2 is that don't always it's almost like my stress, my emotion, my depression. It's just we are so either addicted or so fixated this feeling. Instead, maybe, let's take 1 minute, think about who else is stressed. Everybody. Right? Everybody's stressed. Everybody, okay, I shouldn't complain about my own stress because there's so many people stressed. I wish that they can be free from stress. A little compassion clicks, and maybe, even if you don't want to overcome your stress, maybe it naturally overcomes. That's a cause and condition because you have a little good heart. Then third, the last one, and just be patient, whether it's your coworker or someone else to talk, little bit patient, listen to their suffering, and just you become a little inspirational for them. As a meditator, especially Buddhist meditator, and listen to their suffering, listen to their struggle, not so eager to answer things, just to listen, talk to people, talk. People need to talk. The more they talk, the emotions come out, and then they feel a sense of trust, or let's say sense of inspiration, sense of hope. That, I have, he or she listens, I have someone to talk with, right? So I'm glad I made those 3 things. And then lastly, I guess there's no other questions. And once again, thanks so much, everybody. And I hope, my talk helped a little bit. And I dedicate this message for all sentient beings, especially those of you joined today. May you have in a good health, good life, a good job, and healthy, long life, all the best. And especially I want to dedicate this merit for all sentient beings. There are out there, so many things happening, the natural destructions, human-created destructions of wars or such, school shootings, so many things happening. So we sincerely dedicate today's merit for all of them. And I will do a prayer, and you can meditate on that. Oh, so nande tanje se ba nye to ne nye be dana bonze Jega Nanje Balon Trubaya Sipe Zole Dogen Yodro Joy Jambala Bao Chedra Jimba Don Kanda Zambo Teyon Tej Yeda Genje Jizun Dalai Jenge Wan Da Damje Rademo Yanje Zaner Boy Jema Jeba Jeje Jiba Nyamba Miba Da Kone Konde Devara. Thank you so much, and I will save my outstanding jokes and vocabularies when I come in there and teach in person. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you.